A Haunted House is such a fun film. This was released in 2013. It's directed by Michael Tiddes, written by Marlon Wayans and Rick Alvarez, and we have a cast including Marlon Wayans and Essence Atkins. And this is an absolute joy. I'd seen it before quite a long time ago, and I was about to watch the second one, which I don't think I'd seen before, and then I realised I'd never reviewed the first one, so I decided this was a good chance to rewatch it, and it was a joy. It was an absolute delight. It's a horror comedy. It's a satire about a couple, Malcolm and Kisha, who are living together. And it's quite an emotional start if you're an animal fan. It was definitely an introduction I could have done without. And then things for the couple seem to go downhill from there, as it seems like there's an evil presence in the house. And obviously they investigate this and they try and do something about it, and it's quite funny. There are times when I found it to be really funny, and there were times when the comedy wasn't completely to my taste, but I can definitely identify aspects that other people might find funny depending on comedy preferences. So in general, I'd say it's probably one of the funniest horror parodies that I've seen. And there are many of them, and there are some really great ones out there, and this is definitely high up there, in my opinion, as one of the strongest. The story works really well, the pacing is really great, the characters are great. I love the character of Malcolm. I think he is brilliant. Kisha is interesting enough as well, but Malcolm is absolutely fantastic. I loved his attitude, I loved his character, absolutely brilliant. Visually, it's great. We have a lot of great camera work that's very effective, and the comedy is really strong as well. If you like horror parodies, if you like comedy horrors, I think you'll thoroughly enjoy A Haunted House. As I said, not all of the comedy appealed to me all of the time, but even when I didn't find something to be that funny, I could still identify areas where I think, depending on comedy preferences, other people might find it entertaining. So it's a really strong film. And as I said, I'd seen it before. I remember really liking it. And thankfully, rewatching it didn't change that. Occasionally that happens when I rewatch a film. Thankfully, that wasn't the case here. A Haunted House is a great concept, a pretty straightforward concept, very well executed, definitely funny, great performances, great characters, great camera work. It's not scary. There are some horror parodies and comedy horrors that are still quite scary. I don't really think there's anything scary in this one, but I don't think it was meant to be particularly scary either, unless you have a very low threshold for horror. If you're really not into horror at all, then maybe you might find bits of it a little scary, but in general, it's definitely not a scary film. It's a fun film though, and if you like horror and you like comedy, absolutely give it a go. Really enjoyed it, definitely recommend it. Really looking forward to watching the sequel.